Hello! In this video, I will show you how you can change your components in Scaffcalc. So I start by adding two different bays here. Then I click on component mode. When I'm in component mode, I can select stuff here. I can select them and delete them if I need, or I can select them and change the components. So for example, if I select this O ledger, I can also change it to a U ledger. If I select two ledgers at a time, I have other options here. The different options that appears here in the list depending on what supplier you have. One other thing is that if I add a console here, and I make it bigger, go back to component mode and click on the console, I can add a standard on top of it. When I've done that, I can click on the rosettes, holding in shift to select more than one, and here you can see that you can add components here also. One other thing that is good to know is that if you select the standard, you can add a coupler on top of the standard. You choose what height it should be on. So in this case, 1 meter, I add it and you can see it there. I do the same on the other side. When I have done that, I select both, holding in shift, and then I can add the steel pipe here. If you are in component mode, you can see all the components here on the left side. If I want to take all the toe boards away, I click on the list, toe boards, and then I delete them here. You can also add diagonals by clicking on the rosettes where you want that to be, holding in shift to select more than one, and add diagonal. If you want diagonals to be on the whole bay, you do that in box mode and change it down here. Be aware of that, make all your settings at the box level before changing specific components. So make all the settings for the whole bay first, and then you can change the components. If you have made some changes in component mode for one bay, you can copy that one. So if I want this one with the consoles, I can use the menu, copy paste, or the shortcuts. And then I can use this again by clicking on it and move it and connect it to other bays. If you click on one rosette, you can add a component. And then you change the rotation here. And then you add. If you click on that one, you can also add the beam spigot on top of that one. You choose where it should be and add. And when you've done that, you can click on the spigot and you can add the standard. Depending on what type of component you select, on the right hand side you can see what you can add. You can always delete stuff. Remember that you do all the changes in box mode first before you go ahead and make changes in the component mode.